As a father going through divorce, it's really important that you keep your kids' best interests in mind. That is what's going to take you the farthest in getting the rights that you deserve with regard to your kids. Focusing on the kids and not yourself goes a long way in front of a judge to make sure that you're still involved as much as possible in your kids' lives. As a father, you want to make sure that you are involved in your children's lives, that you are showing you are involved in your children's lives. There's often a presumption that the mom is taking care of everything, that the mom should be the primary parent, that the mom is doing what's best for the children. And that's not necessarily true. There's a lot of great dads. There's a lot of very involved dads in their children's lives. And even if you haven't been the most involved father, you certainly love your children and can show that in everything you do on a daily basis. The law in Texas doesn't give favoritism to mom or dad. A lot of people really feel like moms get the better deal in a custody situation. The law doesn't provide for that. I'm sure there are some judges that do have a bias for moms against dads, but in my experience, most judges are looking out for what's in the best interest of the children. They're going to make sure that both mom and dad have time with the kids, that they have decision-making authority for the kids, and they're not going to be swayed by bias towards one or the other. As a father, to show that you're a good parent, that you should be involved in your children's lives, or maybe even be the primary parent in their life, you really want to show how much you've been involved throughout their lives. You want to be able to talk about the things that you do with your kids on a daily basis, that you help them with their homework, that you take them to baseball, that you coach their little league team. You want to show that you do activities together. You've been on vacations together. Pull together pictures of stuff that you have done together, and maybe even talk to friends, teachers, people that have also been involved in your children's lives who can say, yeah, I know dad and he's a good guy and he's a great parent. As a dad getting divorced or having been through a divorce, it's really important that you maintain a good relationship with your kids, but you still want to be the parent. And you're going to have to deal with your ex as their other parent, and you want to try to keep that relationship as amicable as possible, not only to make your own life easier, but more importantly, for making your kids' lives easier. In dealing with your ex-wife in a co-parenting situation, it's really helpful for both you and your kids to have a good schedule, to make sure that even if you're amicable with your ex and you're trading off dates and times and holidays, that you make sure that you're documenting it, that you're communicating well. It's really great to use a co-parenting app where you can communicate with your ex. You can share schedules. If you travel a lot, maybe you want to share your travel schedule. If the kids have activities, that information can be shared so everybody's on the same page, and we don't have to fight for information about what's going on with the kids at any given time. The more you share, the more your ex-spouse is going to share, and the better it is for the kids. If you were not happy with the visitation schedule that you received in your divorce, there's always opportunities to go back and modify that until your kids are 18 and graduated from high school. Up until they're 18, the court still has jurisdiction to make any changes that are necessary for your kid's best interest. And if you believe at any time that the situation that was ordered in your divorce is no longer working for you or your kids, then you can ask to modify that. Sometimes the kids maybe went to live with mom primarily and you have visitation, and they get to their teenage years and they say, I really want to go live with my dad. If they've expressed a preference for living with you, then you can go back to court and say, my kid wants to come live with me. At the age of 12, they can express that preference. They don't get to automatically make the decision. The judge still has the final say. But that preference, especially for older teenagers, is often given a lot of credence by a judge and will often be honored. So if your kid wants to live with you, that's a great opportunity to see about changing your possession schedule. If you're a father facing divorce or have been through a divorce and you're thinking about your custody rights, please give us a call at DeFord Law Firm. We'd love to help.